All right, Dan.
Yeah.
Saddle up.
Okay.
It's time for this week's weekly Ask Dan About Blank email.
I need a theme song for this at this point.
Yeah, seriously. This seems kind of self-explanatory, but to refresh Dan's memory, one time he was so drunk, he pissed on a stack of gifts he bought for his father.
Okay.
Please favor us with the sordid tale.
Oh, boy. This is one of my least proud moments. So I was at home over Christmas break with my girlfriend at the time, Ava, and we were crashing at my dad's place. And whenever I go out with my dad, me and him just get blindingly drunk at shitty karaoke bars. So we went to the Red Balloon, which is the karaoke bar in Shawnee, Kansas that my mom and dad met at.
Wow.
Yep. So it was my favorite bar once I turned 21. So yeah, we went there all the time. Got trashed, just totally trashed. And
What's your dad's drink of choice?
He's a Jack and Coke guy.
Okay.
Or shitty beer, kind of the same as me. So we go back. I'm like blackout and drunk. And I fall asleep on the fold-out couch. And my dad is not a big tech guy at all. So basically all of his DVDs and all of his games and anything he has were bought over the years by me as gifts. This included Resident Evil 4 for the Wii, Mario Kart on the Wii, a Johnny Carson DVD box set, I think an SNL DVD of some sort. And since he doesn't really have a big media collection, he just kind of put him on the floor next to his TV. So that night, I pass out, drunk as hell. I wake up, and Ava, my girlfriend at the time, says, "Do you remember peeing last night?" And I said, "No. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "You just got up in the middle of the night and walked over and you thought the wall was the toilet, and you just started peeing, and you had a lot of pee." And I was like, "No, there's no way. You must have dreamt that. I don't do that. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "No, I didn't know what to do because I could tell you were peeing a lot, and it woke me up, like your stream of pee hitting something." And she said all she could do is she started yelling at me like, "Dan, stop peeing!" And I would turn around and be like, "What? What are you talking about? I'm going to the bathroom." Like, I thought I was like, this is not something I would have done in any conscious way.
Sure.
I thought I was in the bathroom. And she said she just kept yelling, "Stop peeing." And I said, "No, you clearly dreamt this. Like, that's absurd. I would never do such a thing." And so I walk over there, and so it was super obvious. There's a big pee stain on the wall, right next to, like, inches away from the power socket. Like
Wow.
3 inches, like a
Wow.
big cascade of pee obviously went down right next to the power socket. But it seems like ground zero was the stack of gifts I'd got him, which the Wii cases for Mario Kart and Resident Evil and stuff were fine. But the Johnny Carson DVD box set had a cardboard case, which was almost disintegrated.
Oh, God. Urine is very acidic, you know.
Yeah. And there was a lot. I drank a lot that night. And I think at the time, I'm thinking like, oh my God, how do I say this to my dad? What do I do? And he was sitting out front because his first thing he does every morning is he goes out front in his pajama pants and smokes a cigarette. And then plays Words with Friends. And so he's out there, and I'm just like, oh shit, I have to tell him. I can't just not tell him. I mean, I'll replace it, I'll clean it or whatever. So like, I'm like cleaning it up, like, and like pulling out like the liner, and it's like all just everything's just covered in urine, like just the whole floor and wall are just covered in pee.
Carpeted?
That's not going away.
His carpet, yeah.
Oh, no.
His carpet.
No.
So I go out there, I sit down on the step next to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, I got something I got to tell you." And he immediately senses, like, because we never get like have serious talks or anything. It's like, but I had like a grave tone to my voice. I feel like I got to tell you something. He's like, "What happened? What happened?" I was like, I guess at some point, and evidence points to this being true, Ava tells me that I got up in the middle of the night and I peed all over your stack of DVDs and games. And he's like, "No, you didn't." And I was like, "Yeah, I just checked, and I definitely did." He's like, No, you didn't." And like, he has this great defense mechanism to, if he doesn't understand something or if he doesn't like something, he can convince himself that it doesn't exist or it didn't happen.
It's called denial.
Yeah. Like, I remember the first time I showed him Hulu, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't have cable. I just watch all the, I watch Daily Show on the internet." And he's like, "You can't do that." I was like, "Well, yeah, watch. I'll cue it up." And I like pull up an episode of the Daily Show, and I'm watching the whole episode. He's like, "You can't do that. That doesn't, you can't do that." And so, like, in his brain, Hulu doesn't exist. And, like, that's, if it's just too much for him to process, it's like, no, that's not a thing that happens. You can't do it. So that was his thing. He's like, "Dan, I need you to just go in there, do whatever you can to clean it up, and I'm going to sit out here, and I'm going to get my brain to figure out, like, or to convince it that it never happened. It never happened." I was like, okay. So, yeah, I think in his brain that never happened.
Okay.
So, but I cleaned it up real good, offered to replace everything. So,
Wow.
But in Paul Reichert's brain, that did not happen.
Huh.
What do you do? Like, did you call a carpet cleaning service?
It's nature's
I
miracle.
mean, it was like I drank so much, it was probably mostly water, I guess. I mean, like, when you drink so much, it's just like straight, clear, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, man, and if it was the kind of pee that I had to pee so bad that I woke up and had to go, man, it was bad news for those DVDs, and especially Mr. Carson.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
on that note,
Yeah. I know people that have done that. And of course, this is going to sound like it's me, but it's not. But I definitely know people who've done that.
I think, there have been 3 occasions in my life, and all that.
You're a serial offender, huh?
Just 3. I mean, these are spread out. Like, one was in the dorms in college, one was that like 2009 at my dad's place, and one was like 4 months ago. But to be fair, can I briefly tell the one from 4 months ago?
please.
Okay.
Sure.
Actually, it was probably more frequent than that because I was having kind of my round of going away type parties and stuff from Minnesota.
Sure.
And so Tim Torrey, who was on UPF, he visited here not too long ago. He was crashing on my couch. And I was super confused because, it was one of those parties where I was going away, last hurrah, get real drunk or whatever. And I woke up because I had a big-ass L-shaped couch, and he was on the long end of it. And I woke up in my underpants on the other side of it. And that's weird because, like, I sleep in my underpants usually, but I'm always in my own goddamn bed, especially when I got company over. I'm not going to be running around in my underpants. Like, and I asked him the next day at Game Informer, I was like, what was going on? Why did I wake up in my underpants on the couch? And he's like, Dan, last thing I remember seeing of you was you went into your room fully clothed and everything, and you just passed out. I just heard you like fall in the bed, fall asleep. I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You were in your underpants up on your sink, I wasn't on the floor. I was like perched up, holding the cabinets above the sink with my knees like in the sink, peeing into the sink. My bathroom, that's farther from my bedroom than my bathroom.
Whatever,
and
man.
I had dishes in the sink. Why the fuck am I peeing in my own sink? What the fuck am I doing?
Because you can. Because you're leaving, and fuck it.
I'm peeing on my own dishes that I'm bringing with me? Like, that was disgusting. I had to throw away plates.
You can wash your dishes.
No,
I thought you said you hated to wash the dishes.
I don't know. So that proves me it's just obviously an unconscious thing where it's like, I don't want to pee in my sink on my dishes. So that was number 3. That was the last time that happened.
Boy. I had a friend in college who was staying with his girlfriend and had a similar situation and walked into her roommate's room in the middle of the night and just started peeing on her bed.
With her in it?
I can't remember if she was there or not.
Okay.
I do remember that he really didn't like her.
Fair enough. I remember I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club every day in the summer for a couple of years there. My mom would drop me off there, and I would hang out and play Defender. And, it was just like a bunch of hoodlum kids and, their pool table and basketball and just a bunch of bullshit. I remember one day me and this other kid got it in our heads that we were going to make another kid drink pee. So we went and bought a Country Time lemonade out of the vending machine, drank about half of it, filled it back up.
Oh.
And then tried to, get a pen or a coat hanger, some way to, close the top on it again so it wouldn't be obvious that we had opened it.
Did he drink pee?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good one.